Hi, everybody. Welcome to our meditation today. My name is Stephanie Wagner, and I'm a trainer and program specialist for Healthy Minds Innovations. I'm delighted that you've decided to join me to meditate. As we're getting ready to get started here, I would love to hear from you via chat. You can share with me where you live and maybe a little bit about how you're doing today. It's a really nice way to be able to connect with you in the midst of doing this virtually. So if you're not familiar with Healthy Minds Innovations, you can check us out at hminnovations.org. I think the most important thing that I want you to know as we're moving into practice today is that we have this unique scientific framework of well-being that features a set of skills that are both trainable and science links them to being beneficial to well-being. So these pillars of well-being are awareness, connection, insight, and purpose. And so today I've been really inspired in my own practice. I've been working with the pillar of connection. And specifically, I'm doing a practice that includes both kindness and compassion in the same practice, and it's called taking and sending. Here, what we're doing during this practice is we're harnessing the power of the imagination and the breath. And we are actually using the breath on the inhale to imagine relieving the suffering of whoever we're sort of working with in our practice, whoever we're bringing to mind. And then on the out breath, what we're doing is we're imagining that we're sending this person spaciousness, resilience, ease, happiness. So on the in breath, that's compassion, wishing for this person to be free from hardship and suffering. And on the out breath, wishing them happiness and ease. Now, in all honesty, I've actually been doing this practice for myself, and I found it really useful because I'm in the midst of having sort of some health issues related to an autoimmune condition that I have. And so this is a way in which we can actually sort of offer ourselves kindness and compassion in the midst of even very challenging times. So I'm going to guide you through this practice. It will take about 20 minutes or so. I'll invite you to work with yourself, and then I think we'll probably expand our practice a little bit to include someone else in our practice. But this is a really wonderful practice of kindness and compassion, all wrapped up in the same practice. And of course, if you're ever interested in doing more of these types of practices, you can check out the free Healthy Minds program app that is offered freely due to the generosity of our donors, and that can be downloaded at any app store. So let's go ahead and get settled in. Go ahead and find a posture here to practice in for about the next 20 minutes or so. And see if you can find a position that feels nourishing and safe. So this might mean that you feel like your back is supported by your chair. You may even decide to do this practice lying down. Eyes open or eyes closed, finding something that feels safe, comfortable, and nourishing. And as you're doing this, you can simply bring your awareness to the sensations in your body. Checking in with how you feel right now. Frazzled, calm, stressed, however those sensations are showing up in your body, simply know them and allow them to be just as they are. This is an act of kindness. And perhaps if you notice some areas in your body that are tense or tight, see if you can just relax, even if it's a little bit. Letting go and settling into the practice. And then taking a moment to remember your motivation, the greater why behind your desire to meditate. See if you can connect with the desire to have a sense of well-being and ease, and really wanting to practice so that you can expand that to others as well. So connect with your motivation in your mind. And so let's just take a few moments to ground ourselves in some mindful awareness by bringing attention to something in your experience that feels inspiring. You can bring your attention to the breath, or maybe even just continuing to work with the sensations in the body. So let's just connect with awareness for a few moments here. You may find at this point in your day that your mind's kind of busy, and that's okay. Those moments where you wander and get distracted, simply just bring your attention back to whatever you're using for your support. Our ability to know, to be aware, is innate. So here we're just reconnecting with this ability, this natural capacity that we have, using something in our experience to be able to support the connection, this recognition of awareness. And so we'll move into our taking and sending practice, and awareness is at the foundation. And we'll use the power of the imagination here to connect with kindness and compassion. So bring to mind a time in your life where you experienced contentment, sense of ease and well-being. Maybe you were with someone that you love or doing some activity that you enjoy. So take a moment to connect with this sense of contentment and ease by bringing that situation to mind. Maybe you were playing with a pet, snuggling with your kids, playing tennis, whatever it might be, bring that to mind. And see if you can connect with this feeling in your body of what it felt like to have well-being, connecting with happiness. And if you're having a hard time, that's okay. You can even think of something small like that feeling at the end of a day of completion, job well done. And so now, bringing to mind a time in your life, we'll move on here, when you had difficulty, a past version of yourself where maybe you were going through a stressful time or some hardship, See if you can remember that time in your life. Choosing something that feels workable in your practice and not too overwhelming. And as you do this on the out breath, connect with that feeling of well being and contentment that we remembered just a moment ago. And extend wishes of ease, well being, and happiness to this past version of yourself on the out breath. If it's helpful, you could almost imagine white light on the out breath in the form of well being, extending that to your former self. Or if words feel more useful to you here, you can wish yourself some well being and ease in the use of phrases. May you be happy. Each out breath provides the opportunity to continue wishing this sense of contentment and well being to this past version of yourself that went through a hard time. This is kindness. This is love and care. And if the breath or the words aren't working for you and you feel it in your body, that's okay too. Feel it in your body and extend that feeling, those wishes of care to this previous version of you. Remembering that awareness is at the foundation of what we're doing here. So it's natural to get lost in the practice, lost in thought. And so just come back to sending yourself well being, sending yourself wishes of happiness, resilience, the ability to handle whatever was happening at that time. All right, let's take a little break here. You can just let go of the practice. Allow the mind to rest here for a moment. Resting in open awareness, allowing whatever thoughts, emotions, sensations come and go, just like clouds passing through the sky. not focusing on anything in particular, and also not lost. Allowing experience to be simply as it is. All right, so now we're going to expand our practice a bit. And so you can bring to mind whoever you want to work with at this point in the practice. It may be a present version of yourself, might be a past version of you, or someone that you love. So bringing to mind whoever you're going to work with in the taking and sending practice, almost having a felt sense of being in their presence. And so as you're doing this, you can begin to, on the out breath, extend wishes of happiness, contentment, and ease. And on the in breath, imagine that you're relieving their suffering, relieving them of any hardship, resistance that they may be experiencing in their life, causes of their suffering. Breathing in, may they be free from pain. May I be free from pain. On the out breath, wishing contentment, ease, and well-being. So the breath can be quite natural here. There's just some intentionality behind how you're using the breath. So experiment for this next few moments. On the inhale, compassion, and exhaling, care and kindness. Really connecting with this practice in whatever way feels the most useful for you. So maybe it's using the visualization on the in-breath, imagining sort of suffering in the form of dark smoke, exhaling in the form of light. You can use phrases or again, those sensations in the body. Everybody's different. Do what feels the most connected in your practice, that works the best for you. Breathing in, may you be free from hardship and pain. Breathing out, may you have strength, resilience, and ease. From time to time, you can allow the mind to rest and come back to the taking and sending as you like within your practice. So let's just do this for a few more moments. As we're breathing in wishes for freedom of pain, it's being breathed into the wide open heart that can hold everything. hearts are big enough to hold it all. Okay, now simply allow the mind to rest. Once again, in open awareness. You may notice there are some feelings present, sensations in the body, emotions or thoughts. Just allow them to just kind of come and go. It's totally fine. Allowing our experience to be just as it is kindness. It is care. It is love. And whenever you're ready, if your eyes have been closed, you can open them. Thank you so much for your practice. I would love to hear from you via chat. If you want to share a word that might describe how your practice was for you today, and really anything is welcome. We know that practice experience can be very up and down. So sometimes it might feel great and sometimes it might not feel great, and that's okay. The point is that we're actually training ourselves to connect, in this case, with our innate kindness and compassion through, in this practice, harnessing the power of the imagination. So this practice can be really useful. I find it to be very helpful. You can actually apply it in the moment where you might be in your family, or you might be in a business meeting with someone where you're just having a moment of frustration. And if you can just actually kind of connect with seeing, first of all, that their actions are coming from also their wish to be happy and free from suffering, and then wish it to be so. So you could just take a few breaths, imagining on the in-breath that you're relieving them of their suffering, and on the out-breath, wishing them a sense of well-being and ease. So it's a very beautiful in-the-moment practice. It can also be a great practice, actually, when you're outside on a walk, just seeing strangers on the street. It's a way of cultivating kindness and compassion, even for people that you don't know, those sort of neutral people in our lives that we just don't normally see. And then there are those moments where we're having a hard time, where we might be having stress, difficulty. For me, I find that I'm very hard on myself. And so after the fact, if I'm kind of spinning around self-judgment or self-criticism, taking a moment to kind of bring to mind that moment when I was feeling just so caught up in the judgment, breathing in freedom from that, and then exhaling a sense of resilience and well-being and ease. So I've found this practice just to be very nourishing. I encourage you to work with this in your own way. And if you're watching this after the fact, also would love for you to share in the comments how this practice was for you. So there's another opportunity to practice in 2 weeks, and look forward to connecting with you in the near future. And of course, you can always check out more about the Healthy Minds program, hminnovations.org. Thank you so much.